do that, it basically means we have to climb to 2,500 feet over LAX. And the reason for that is, of course, the planes are landing and taking off below us, so we need to give them plenty of room. So we're going to climb over LAX. You'll see the shot's going to get a little bit further, but those ground units, they're going to stay behind him because, again, the LAPD airship has to back off too, as we do. But we can see it here from a distance. 405 south, coming up to La Tijera, so Inglewood area. Passing by the world-famous Randy's Donuts there, just off the 405 freeway. Ground units are trying to catch up. Moving over to the carpool lane. So if he continues in this general direction, it's going to take him towards the 105 freeway. So that'll give him some options if he wants to take another freeway. Or he's able to stay on the 405. That'll take him down to Orange County if he just stays on that the whole time. Okay. Passing by LAX right now. Still in the carpool lane from what I can see there from a distance. Okay, there's the units behind him. I think that's him. It's hard to tell from a distance, of course. And a black car, those are hard to chase at night. But I think that's him. Yeah, so the guy right there, I think that's him. Okay, coming up to the 105. So 405, 105. Okay, coming up to El Segundo. This will help us because he's getting further away from LAX. Going to be south of the 105, so then we'll be able to get closer. And I would be amiss if I didn't thank our tipster PubScan LA for being the first to tell us about this pursuit. And he's also telling me now that LA Impact officers have actually been following these individuals for quite a while. So this is some suspects that they had an eye on in connection to a burglary, and they are also armed and dangerous. So they do believe that there is a weapon in that vehicle. It's unclear how many people may be in the car or how many of them may be armed, but we know that there's at least one weapon that officers are concerned about. So because of that, we may not see things like a pit maneuver. Spike strips are still a possibility, of course, but at these speeds, that's going to be a tough sell. Okay, 405 south at Manhattan Beach, or in Manhattan Beach at Rosecrans Boulevard. So this is going to take us towards the South Bay curve. Those are LAPD Pacific officers. He's getting off the freeway here, so this is Rosecrans Avenue. Last minute decision there to exit. So this is going to take him into Hawthorne. Okay, going to be making that southbound turn, passing by the Porsche dealership. Wrong side of the road here for just a moment to get past some traffic. So yeah, we're at the South Bay curve. You know, if you know this area, you know there's a bunch of car lots here. I'm wondering if he knows this area well or if he's going to accidentally drive himself into a dead end. He had actually driven himself into a dead end right before we got overhead and was able to drive out of it. Okay. So Marine and Redondo Beach, this will be his chance to get out. So Hawthorne Boulevard. Again, this is right at the South Bay curve. Going westbound now, under the freeway. There he is. Marine and Inglewood. Okay, a little bit of traffic here as he makes that turn onto Inglewood from Marine. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is a chase that started with LAPD's West LA division. And they believe that these are burglary suspects, unknown exactly how many, but they also believe that they're armed and dangerous and in possession of at least one gun. Under the 405 freeway there, out of our view for just a moment. There he is. Okay, so officers are saying that he crashed in a white car when he was under the freeway, but is continuing. It seems like the collision wasn't that intense because the vehicle still looks perfectly drivable. I'm not even seeing any damage to the car, to be frank. Just barely missed a pedestrian there. Manhattan Beach at Gibson now in Redondo Beach. Okay, approaching Redondo Beach. Okay, a little bit of traffic. Let's see. Making that southbound turn. So this looks like a mostly residential area. I'm seeing a lot of homes on either side of the street. Still a fast-moving pursuit, about 60 miles an hour plus here on surface streets. Okay, going to be making another turn here. Vale Street. Robinson, there we go, Robinson at McClay, that's the correct streets. Redondo Beach. Redondo Beach, of course, does have its own police department, so they could get involved if they were asked to, and if they would want to. But he'd pretty much have to stay in the city for a while for that to happen. Coming up to Inglewood, cross traffic. Just missed that. There's a police unit right in front of him. Okay, so he's right under us here for just a moment. Jim is bringing the helicopter around. James Pollard here at the controls of News Chopper 4, always doing a great job to keep us over the chase. Inglewood Avenue now. And thank you, since I have a moment, I'll just thank some of our viewers who are reaching out to us on X. We, of course, thank you for your and all of our friends who are watching us on all of our streaming platforms. Artesia and Fremona now, a little bit busier of a street. Yeah, I want to say the car's, I'm torn between a Kia and a Toyota. I want to say it's a Kia. At this point, no word on it being stolen, but considering these are burglary suspects, armed and dangerous, with a gun, I wouldn't be surprised if the car was stolen too. But at this point, that is pure speculation because that is unconfirmed at this time. So going to be cutting through a lot here. It's a strip mall. There's a LAPD ship. Wrong side of the road here for just a moment. Okay, a little bit of traffic here. So there were some unmarked cars behind him. They are being asked to back off. So at this point, it'll just be the marked units in addition to the airship. And the reason the unmarked units were there is they basically wanted this guy to slow down. For a moment, the pursuit had actually been canceled by West LA. And then LAPD Pacific picked it up. Wow, that was a close call, man. Ran the red light, and fortunately the cars weren't moving through too fast. Going under the freeway one more time. That's going to be the 91 right there. And you might be looking for a place to get back on the freeway, would be my guess. But wrong side of the road here on Artesia Boulevard. Of course, the 91 freeway comes to an end and becomes Artesia Boulevard. But if you take that to the east, Artesia Boulevard is its own street. I'll take you all the way into Orange County. Okay, another red. And real quickly, I'm just going to do a quick update in Spanish, and then we'll resume our coverage in English. Once again, thanks for watching us here on NBCLA. Buenas noches, una vez más desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno reportando sobre una persecución de alta velocidad aquí en la ciudad de Torrance. Esta es la policía de Los Ángeles de la división Pacific que está persiguiendo a este conductor o posiblemente a varias personas dentro del vehículo. Es un carro negro en color, posiblemente un Kia, y los sospechosos adentro del vehículo son buscados en conexión con un robo y se cree que también están armados. Entonces la policía está tratando, claro, de tener mucho cuidado porque tienen esa pistola, pero es una persecución de alta velocidad que ha venido hacia Torrance y empezó en el área del oeste de Los Ángeles, en West LA, no muy lejos de las áreas como Santa Monica y la Universidad de UCLA, y continuó en la autopista 405 en dirección sur hasta que se salió de la autopista en la calle Rosecrans. Y desde entonces ha estado manejando en las calles a alta velocidad, corriendo las luces en rojos. Y como les digo, estos son sospechosos de robo. Al momento se desconoce cuántas personas están adentro del vehículo, pero como pueden ver, la policía está persiguiendo a estos sospechosos desde la tierra con varias patrullas y también un helicóptero de la policía. Reportando desde Torrance, Eliana Moreno, Telemundo 52. Back with you guys here. So we're in a residential area of Torrance. It always makes me so nervous when they come through neighborhoods like this because that's where you would see people riding their bike, people out for a late night walk. It can just really add to the danger level of it all. So I really wish he would stay on the freeway, to be frank. Coming up to a stale red. Okay, you just made that turn. So we're at Artesia and Yukon. So these are all major streets here through the area. We've been on Artesia before. He may be turning in. He's going to ram this fence. He's going to have to. Oh, no, he has an opener. Or somebody opened it for him. Let's see if this is a smart move. I'm going to vote for no. There he is, driver door opening. And he's out and he's running. It was a male wearing all black from what I could tell. And he's running through the lot. There he is. Running up some stairs, likely going to lead to an apartment. It looks like he's fumbling for his keys. So he actually probably took us to where he lives. So it's an apartment complex right off of 173rd and Ainsworth, I think is how you say that. So we're in Torrance. And clearly he had an opener. And clearly he has the keys. So he clearly lives here. So it's the apartment there just to the west of the pool. There's the car. They haven't cleared the vehicle yet. So they still have to clear the vehicle, make sure that there's no other occupants. And then you see officers here in hot pursuit. That is technically a legal term. If they're in hot pursuit, they are allowed to enter a building without a search warrant, especially if they think that somebody is in danger. And considering that this guy was believed to be armed, then it seems like that it would fall under that premise. But we haven't seen him come out from this area where we saw him enter. So it looks like what they're trying to do is just lock up the area with a strong perimeter. Airships overhead, keeping his night sun on where he last saw this individual, which is up there in that patio area. I don't know how many apartments that leads to. So the vehicle apparently wasn't stolen. And they're saying that it comes back to a residence in Torrance. So they think it might actually be registered to where we're at. They're running the information on it right now to get a correct address on where we're at. So yeah, they're saying that this is his residence. So you still see the airship is trying to get all the officers in place. He's asking for another unit right below his light, which is where we last saw this individual. There's the car. You still see the officers have their guns drawn in the direction of the vehicle. They still have to move in and clear it. We never heard if there was more than one person inside, so they're going to move in and they'll open the trunk to make sure nobody's hiding back there. They'll clear the front of the vehicle, obviously, the back seat. So the airship is saying he only saw one person exit the vehicle. So that may have been all that was in there, but the officers are going to clear the car right now just to be sure. And you see these officers here. They're not wearing your traditional uniforms because they may actually be undercover officers. So we won't zoom in too much on them, of course. Another one? Okay. So everyone who's watching us, we of course thank you very much for your viewership. We're going to have to leave this one here for now. We'll keep an ear on it on the scanner and have a resolution for you on the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock.